Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to episode 30 of Civilization 5 as Korea. It's all going rather well. We have got ourselves another spy. We might as well send him to a city-state somewhere simply because I've got nothing better for him to do. So how about we look at such a thing as, let's go for Malacca. Might be able to force the Celts out of there, so let's go in. We'll find this guy and we will move you to Malacca. Okay. And we've rigged a few elections. Everything should be going fairly well. Let's go on to the next term. I've just been considering that maybe getting a tourism victory isn't going to help. The AI has an awful lot of culture. And sure, if we get things like the internet and the CN Tower and stuff like that, it will really help things. But I don't... and the National Visitor Centre, there's quite a few things we can get that'll really increase our tourism. But I don't think it's going to help all that much. And then we could, of course, start moving our spies into other cities as diplomats to try and spread our culture faster. I'm not necessarily going to head for a culture victory. I'll just see what we can get. As far as I'm concerned, as long as I get a legitimate win, it's a legitimate win. I don't care about that too much. Mongolia is actually attacking Milan here, although I don't think they're going to be able to do much. Yeah, Milan has quite a fleet of privateers around. And I think that, yeah, that privateer has just been captured. So now they have another privateer. So, yeah, I think Milan might be fine on this one. So that's all good stuff. Okay, choose production in Pyongyang. Pyongyang has finished the research lab. Let's go ahead and get another opera house, just because we may well need to grab some more stuff later. And we want a coliseum as well. Machu loves the king. Unit needs orders. You were building the railroad there. So you guys want to come over there. You guys should be already building a railroad. Not sure if that means they're finished or not. Cargo ship should be going to... Again, we'll have the science back. We don't want to... we could get slightly more money, but slightly less science. Not that we need the extra science. I mean, we're that far ahead, but it's going to be really nice if we can grab some of this stuff. 7 turns until we get a new great engineer. 22 turns, we will get a great artist. Ideology adopted. Mongolia's finally adopted an ideology, and they've adopted autocracy, which is strange. So they've gone the same as Morocco and the Celts. Very weird. Persia's the only one with freedom, but look, everybody's still got massive happiness. Are you guys still sending units down there? It's not going to end well for you, Mongolia. Although the AI is pretty bad at repairing its boats, I have to admit. Choose a production over here. We've built the broadcast tower. I guess we could go and get the CN Tower. It provides a free broadcast tower in all cities, and it provides 1 population and in each city and +1 happiness per city. Now, it does give you a great merchant point, but it doesn't necessarily... And we do have great merchant building here for some reason. I can't remember what it is. Is it the Colossus? Colossus great merchant points, yeah. So I think what we'll do is we'll actually get you building it in this city. Nobody should be able to beat us to it. It's one of those wonders where just having it is an advantage. It doesn't actually matter what city it's in. You guys have repaired that, so you can... well, that's already got a road going through it with the looks of things. So if we go there and railroad that, and then we'll build one here, and then we'll get rid of these roads because we don't actually need them. Unit needs orders. Yep, you guys have finished that road, so you can come down here and make this into a road. On to the next turn. We could get a workboat out here, of course, as well, although we haven't actually... I might not even annex those cities, to be honest. I don't really think I need to at this point. Looks like Mongolia actually managed to recapture one of their privateers. If Milan actually attack with their privateers, they're probably going to lose them unless they bombard it with the city first and actually do some damage to it. No, they've just sunk it. That's fine. And that's it. Leave your ships in your own borders for a little while and get some health back. And also, you might want to move that artillery forward a little bit so you can do some long-range bombard. Sugar and wine. Well, nobody... Well, we could get wine from Darius, but he's never going to go for it, so I'm not even going to entertain the idea. Just going to go straight on to the next turn. Oh, no, apparently there is something we can move. You guys, you're going to build a railroad. Then we'll go on to the next turn. Still got 20 happiness, 5 turns away from a great engineer. We probably will use him to rush some sort of wonder, but I don't know what that's going to be yet. Can only assume that barbarian camp down there doesn't... Wow, being denounced by Mongolia. Okay, that's interesting. Considering this guy has been, like, friendly since the start of the game. I suppose it's now because he's adopted a conflicting ideology that he's now denouncing us. It's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. I'm also not going to beeline to giant death robots, as cool as it would be to build one. If I have time, once I've unlocked all of the other texts that I need to get the scientific victory, I will build one just for the shits and giggles. But as I'm not really planning on going to war with anybody, it seems a little bit pointless in building one, although it might be fun. Might build one just for a laugh. So, yeah, this is the downside with allying all of the city-states and leaving the animations turned on. You have to sit through all of this stuff. It's very, very possible, of course, that Mongolia may just grab this city-state. I can't really do an awful lot to stop them. The city-state... I mean, they don't have a lot of ships, Mongolia, so Milan might be able to fend them off. I don't know, I guess we'll have to see. Cusco's finished the stock exchange. We're working on the CN Tower. We don't have a market, so we can't build the East India Company. National Visitor Centre. Why can't we build this? Because we need hotels in every city. We definitely want to get a National Visitor Centre. So where can we go again? So Busan, Daegu, Cusco, Pyongyang. So we want a hotel here. Pyongyang, we also want a hotel. And we can't build it. Oh, we can build a hotel. Can't afford another one on this turn. So we'll just go on to whatever's next. Do we want to build a nuclear plant? Not really. Do you have any tourism? You do have a bit, actually. Go ahead and build an airport. Choose production. You finish the stock exchange. What do we want to build here? Difficult one. Let's go for the medical lab. Units need orders. Another cargo ship. We'll go back to Passagarde where we were before. And we'll have another cargo ship there because I saw there was another one that was showing a previous route. So you go back to there. On to the next turn. See, this is one of the reasons, because somebody did ask me why I don't always annex other cities when they're out of resistance. And it's simply for the reason that when you come to build certain wonders, they require... Yeah, whatever. When you come to build certain wonders, they actually require you to have something built in all of the other cities, especially if it is a national wonder. So a national wonder requires you to have certain things already built. And the more cities you have, the more of those buildings you've got to build. Puppet cities don't count. So capturing a city and leaving it as a puppet means I don't have to worry about building the prerequisite building there. So you can imagine I've got to go around and build hotels everywhere before I can build the National Visitor Centre. And if I'd actually annexed Leon and what are the cities that we took up there? It was Machu and Orleans. If I actually annexed Machu and Orleans, I'd have to build hotels there if they didn't already have them. So this way it means that we get out of having to do that a little bit. Doesn't look like there's anything else we can do on this turn. We do know that we need to still grab those hotels though. So let's go ahead and just see where we don't have them. We can do it just by mousing over the National Visitor Centre. Busan and Daegu. Seoul, Busan. So you need a hotel. And Daegu, you're working on a stadium. You can actually hard build a hotel. We should be fine. Can't build everything all in one go. But like I said, I'm not too worried about the AI beating me to stuff, simply for the fact that we are already well out ahead in terms of science. There's nobody going to catch us. This is definitely the easiest Emperor difficulty game that I've had. You want to attack Napoleon, you go for it, buddy. In fact... Yep, it is on Emperor. I just thought I'd check there, because for a moment I'm like, am I an Emperor? But yeah, it's definitely been the easiest Emperor game I've had. Like I said, I think there's two reasons for that. I think partially it is because we've had this semi-isolated start. Wow, look at that. Morocco have spammed a third city up here now. So firstly, it's because we've had this semi-isolated start, which meant we didn't have to fight too many people. We also got some fairly decent spots to build our cities and didn't have to worry too much about our neighbours stealing good spots. So that's one thing. And the second thing is obviously Korea are just really, really overpowered. Units needing orders. You have now built that road, and again we're at a point where we're sort of going, I don't have a lot for the workers to do. I do need to get one worker to go back here actually and build a farm there. I'm amazed that doesn't have an improvement on it. Mongolia and Morocco are now friends. That's fine. Everybody's pretty much turning against us. This game has actually been incredibly hard in terms of getting declarations of friendship with anybody. I never thought I would find an ally or a friend in Askia in any game that I've ever played. I'm completely amazed by that. But things are still going well. So, units needing orders. You guys are going to go back there and you're going to build a wheat farm, because I'm still amazed that there isn't one. But now we have another city connection. That's fine. On to the next turn. Oh, something just happened. What was that? Unit needs orders. You are going to remove that road because it's not needed. You are going to remove that road because it's not needed. It's not like we need the money, but, you know, if it saves us a few gold per turn, that's fine. Have to keep our eye on our spies, actually. Just see how things are going with the election rigging. See if there's any coups that we can enact somewhere. Might be able to grab a few more city-states on our side. There's only 6 turns away until the world... Oh, it's not the world leader proposal. It's the host proposal, which should be us. Because I'm quite certain that we do have the most votes by quite a long shot now. Automatic faith purchase, so we've got another great engineer. The next great engineer we're going to get in 87 turns, which is probably a few too many. Great engineers are now really, really expensive. It's probably not really worth grabbing anything else. I guess we've got some spaces for a great writer, so let's queue up for a great writer. 35 turns seems much more reasonable. Pyongyang has finished the Colosseum. You actually work on a zoo, and then after that you can work on a museum. Should be fine. What else have we got here? Upcoming session, which we know about. We've got some money in the bank. Do we want to go ahead and bribe anywhere? 47% chance of the coup in Malacca, so we're not going to worry about that. Manila. Now, you're actually the one that... words. You're actually the one that Genghis was attacking. We'll leave that for now. And wow, Askia, that's ballsy. Miles away from his territory, just set up a random city wherever you can, you know. And this is Kabul, of course. This used to be a city-state, actually taken over by the Celts. So they probably did it just because of El Dorado. I could just set up a troll city right on top of these. Well, would we get the ivory? No. I was thinking that'd be an excellent place to set up a troll city just to steal the ivory. What are we going to do with our money then? Should we bribe a city-state? Vancouver. 41. No, don't think we need to. Still think we're doing fine, so... we don't need to worry about that just yet. Well, it doesn't look like France is at war with anybody. Now you want to go to war with Genghis. I'm going to say no. The simple reason for that is pretty much all of my cargo routes are with Genghis. So I'd like to keep those going if at all possible. Got 134 tourism, which still must be miles ahead of second place, which is currently Persia with 71. It looks like the Celts and Mongolia are actually getting some dissidents now. Culture victory is probably still going to be massively... Yeah, it's still Morocco and Persia that have a lot of protection, so... We've got trade routes, but we've got differing ideologies. Maybe I want to send a diplomat to Morocco and Persia. We've got the Great Firewall. And in fact, we're going to do that. You are going to go to a Moroccan city as a diplomat. Needs to be their capital, which is Marrakesh as a diplomat. And who else did we need? Forgotten already. Persia. So we will send you to Persepolis as a diplomat. And that will counteract some of the tourism penalties. You've removed the road. There's another bit down there that needs removing as well. You have finished removing that road. Does this cattle have a... No, it doesn't. Wow. Way to keep all your tiles upgraded there, France. The Louvre, 10 turns. Yes, let's just go ahead and rush that down to a single turn. Thank you very much. 3 turns until we get the internet. Then we'll actually see if we've got any chance of making a dent in tourism. More likely not when the internet comes through, because that will actually double our tourism. Still got to wait for all these city-states to finish faffing about. Of course, we do want to make sure we get hotels everywhere. Still nothing that I could... Well, there is some things I could buy from people, but nothing that anyone's willing to sell to me. There's the Louvre completed, so we get another free artist. Most literate people. Look at that. This is now sciences. We can see that I am 13 techs ahead of the tech leader. So, really, really good stuff. Zhengzhou has grown. I'm just going to leave you working whatever tiles right now. I'm not going to bother min-maxing. Choose production in Seoul. We finished the Louvre. Do we want to get the Hermitage? Gives us some extra culture. There's no reason not to get it. And it's only going to take 4 turns. We're already building the CN Tower. Can't get the visitor centre until we have that other hotel. Still need a lot of police stations. We don't need to get the NIA, but we'll... and that's the National Intelligence Agency, not the National Indoor Arena in Birmingham. So let us go and grab the Hermitage then. Might as well. And yeah, we don't really need an awful lot else there, so let's get out of that. Great artist. Well, we can put you somewhere. So that gives us 138. Now then, what is the bonus for the Louvre? So you need 2 great works and 2 artifacts, all being from different eras and different civilizations. So how many artifacts do we have? So that's art, that's art, no, it's a coin. So what have we got there? We've got Korea Information Era painting. So can we swap? Right, so let's get a medieval Celtic artifact. Oh, close the wrong window. So we have got to find where everything went now. Right. Moroccan Renaissance era artifact. Probably want to leave that there. Art. Chalice. Medieval Korean artifact. Sorry, Celtic artifact. Morocco. Information, medieval, Renaissance. So we need something that isn't information, medieval, or Renaissance, and something... So it has to be a painting. So we could grab industrial from Askia, and swap that for that one. Hope I've done that right. Got to find it now, because I can't remember what it was called. France, Renaissance era, Songhai Industrial era. +8, there we go. Now what about the rest of these? So both have to be the same type and either from the same... both from the same era and either both from the same city civilization or both from civilizations other than the city's owner. So we've got France, Renaissance, Atomic, Ancient. Yeah, we can't really do any more of those. So no bonuses that we can grab there. You're getting +4. Celts Industrial, Songhai Industrial, Celts Classical, Korea Classical, or Prague Classical. Oh no, it's not. That one's not counting because it's actually from me. Anything else classical there? Ancient, Ancient, Renaissance. So could we get a classical era something with that amulet? No, because nobody else has anything to swap. Fine, I'm happy. 147 tourism. So it's definitely a bit of an improvement. We've got time for 1 or 2 more turns. I might just wait until we get the internet discovered, and then we can have a look and see how tourism's doing then. Also need to make sure that we have our next tech queued up, which we have. We've got advanced ballistics, and then we're going to need to go into particle physics. And then we're going to need... well, in fact, actually, we don't want to go... we want to go the internet into advanced ballistics and then into nanotechnology. Because that way we can pick up spaceship factories. And... in fact, we might want that first. So the internet into spaceship factories, advanced ballistics, nanotechnology. We'll do it that way. Cusco has completed its medical lab. You are now going to work on... I have no idea what. Let's just go ahead and build an airport. Why not? Adopt a policy. We could... I mean, we are okay for happiness. We could go ahead and grab +2 happiness from monuments. +1 happiness from every national wonder. We're getting a lot of national wonders. +2 happiness from monuments. Let's grab that. 16 puts us up to 28. Not going to have any problems with happiness for a while. Again, workers pretty much redundant at this point, but let's go ahead and build a... well, we'll build a mine up there because it's a hill. So I'm just going to do this one last turn because we'll discover the internet on the end of this turn. And that will double our tourism pool. We might not see the effects of that instantly because it might take until the next turn for it to actually affect the numbers of the other civilizations, and we can see exactly what we're gonna do. We could also trade with Askia because we're not getting copper from him at the moment. I'd like copper from you, and I will give you 9 gold per turn for it. Thank you very much. Do we still have a research agreement? Yes, 3 turns, and that will pop. So we've got another research agreement that's about to pop as well. Up to 32 happiness now. That's really, really good. We've discovered the internet. 294 tourism. So if we go ahead now and actually have a look, you can see that we're rising with everybody. Persia, we should now be getting... we should be getting propaganda from diplomats. Not too sure. I guess our diplomat still isn't there yet. Yeah, they're still making introductions. So it's going to be 5 turns before we see any benefit from that. But that should certainly help. We will just finish making any moves on this turn. So, Karakoram. And that is basically all we can do. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you are still enjoying Civilization 5's career. Really looks like we're on the track to win here. May not get the culture victory, but I mean, that wasn't the plan, right? The original plan was play a game on Emperor and win legitimately. And I think we're in a very, very good position to do that. There hasn't been an awful lot of warfare, but I think that's mainly, well, 2 reasons for that. One, it isn't my style. I'm quite passive in Civ 5 and generally tend not to fight unless I have to. And secondly, because of the start we had in the map layout, it isn't really been all that useful of a place to try and fight. But I am happy overall with the way things are going. We may even need to go in and buy another city-state or two, but I think things are going really, really well. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Until then, goodbye for now.